Next, swing into one of America's favorite pastimes and see how it first came to Columbus.
Then step into an old-fashioned soda fountain still operating in Circleville.
Plus, get a behind-the-scenes look at the Ohio State Fair pie competition.
Support for Columbus Neighborhoods is provided by
At American Electric Power, we've been proud sponsors of WOSU Public Media for many years and strong supporters of our headquarters city here in Columbus, both downtown and in neighborhoods like yours.
State Auto Insurance Companies, transforming to become a digital provider of auto, home, and business insurance. And for nearly 100 years, committed to the people and neighborhoods of Central Ohio. State Auto. The Columbus Foundation. Smart philanthropy for a smart city. ColumbusFoundation.org. Bailey Cavalieri. Your relationship with your law firm doesn't need to be complicated, it just needs to be right. CODA. Keeps our community moving forward. Falgren Moortime Marketing and Communications. Think wider. Ohio Health focuses on you and your family with a mission to improve the health of our communities. Women in Philanthropy at Ohio State, changing lives by giving together. And by contributions from these and other Columbus area families who support WOSU. Thank you.
Summer is officially in full swing, and you know what that means?
Yep, indulging in all my favorite foods. I'm talking corn on the cob with butter, watermelon, and ice cream for sure.
Oh boy, yeah. Put that ice cream on top of a piece of apple pie and I am right there with you. We're gonna get to those treats in just a minute, but right now, I'm talking about one of America's favorite pastimes, baseball. Local historian Joe Santry tells us Columbus was the place that forever changed the game.
The 1800s were really the beginning, and baseball evolved. Every year, the rules changed a little, the players got better, the ballparks got better. This was what set up it becoming the national pastime. It was the work of these early pioneers.
Baseball began around 1845 as a New York game. It remained a regional pastime until the Civil War, when soldiers from all over embraced it as a way to kill time when they were in camp.
Every town formed a team. Now Columbus, the first team created was the Columbus Buckeyes, and they played the first recorded game on April 6, 1866 at Parsons and Broad Street, which was the grounds of the Franklin County Insane Asylum. And the first team beat the second team 95-44.
6 teams were organized that first year. The names of some city leaders who played are recognizable today. Chittenden, Neal, Denison, and King, for instance. People from all walks of life joined the teams.
One of the teams, the Capitals, had a young man named P.W. P.W. always batted last, and he always played right field. At the end of the season, he gets called into the manager's office, and we were imagining what it would be like. PW, thanks for coming out. We had a lot of fun. We hope you had fun too, but don't quit your day job. So he created a bank. His name was P.W. Huntington. Now, the guy who always batted ninth has his name above the ballpark.
Columbus had 6 teams when the National League was formed in 1876. But when they were trounced by a team from Cincinnati, they decided to consolidate so they could be more competitive. Jimmy Williams organized the Columbus Buckeyes, an all-professional team. In 1877, the Buckeyes played in a 7-city league with teams in the United States and Canada that Williams created. In 1883, Columbus made the big leagues. Williams secured a franchise for the Columbus Buckeyes when the American Association expanded from 6 to 8 teams.
Well, the first year they didn't do really well, but the second year they finished in second. On that team was Eddie Cannonball Morris, he was the greatest left-handed pitcher of the 1800s. He was one of the very first pitchers to throw overhand. He threw overhanded, and the umpire read the rule book, and he goes, doesn't say he can't do it. And when he stood on Recreation Park's pitching square, he faced west. And so when he threw the ball, it came out of the south. One of the local sports writers called him a southpaw, and the name has stuck for every lefty ever since. One of my very favorite people on the Buckeyes team, his name was Eddie Dummy Dundon, which was sort of an irony. They weren't really politically correct, passing out the nicknames in the 1880s, but the irony is he was actually the valedictorian of his school, the Ohio School for the Deaf and Dumb. Dumb meaning not that you weren't intelligent, but that you couldn't speak because you couldn't hear. Their philosophy was to raise deaf children as closely as they could to hearing children. Well, that included playing sports. So they formed the very first Ohio high school baseball team. Of course, there was nobody to play. No other high school had a team. So they played the colleges, Ohio State, Ohio Wesleyan, and they got pretty good. And they traveled the eastern United States, and they actually beat major league teams. Eddie was the first to play in the majors, but he had a problem. When he would slide into second base, he couldn't hear if he was out or he was safe. So he worked out some hand signals with the umpires. They might go, whoa, Eddie, stop there, you're all right. Or, Eddie, you're out, go back to the bench. Well, he played for 10 years, and his teammates played for even longer. Now they go, you're safe and you're out, all because of their handicaps. The 1883 and 84 Buckeyes, we were arrested for playing baseball on Sunday. There was a big, big meeting at City Hall, and on one side of the aisle were all the pro baseball people, and all the other ones were the pro blue law people, and it was almost violent. And finally, a very elderly man stood up. His name was William Deschler, of the Deschler Hotel fame. And he stood up and goes, gentlemen, this is ridiculous. He goes, how about if the players agree not to play on Sunday, we let them out of jail and we'll just forget the whole thing. And they did. But the problem is in 1884, everybody worked 6 days a week. And Sunday was the only day they had free to go to a ball game. So the finances of the team went right in the dumper.
The team never recovered from that event, and the Columbus Buckeyes were sold to the Pittsburgh Allegheny Club. Today, the Allegheny Club, with roots in Columbus, is known as the Pittsburgh Pirates.
We didn't have a team for 2 years. And then in 1887, we joined the Ohio State League, which was a minor league. That team, 70 years before Jackie Robinson, we had an African-American player named Jay Higgins. Jay played third base and center field and catcher for us. In fact, there were a number of African-Americans in the Ohio State League.
The Columbus Salons re-entered the American Association in 1889. In 1891, a proposed merger was going to shut out 4 teams, but one of the owners, Ralph Lazarus, committed a costly error.
The National League wanted Columbus, but earlier in the season, Ralph Lazarus got in an argument with Chris Vanderall of the St. Louis Browns. He was the owner for them. And he just punched him right in the nose. Pretty good right hook. At the end of the season, Vanderall went around to all the American Association owners and asked them, how much do you want for your team if you're one of the guys left out in the cold? And everybody wrote the figure down. And so he had all the teams. So when the National League wanted Columbus, he goes, I have the proxy for Columbus, they're out. And so we lost our major league team.
Once again, Columbus was left without a professional baseball team. In 1896 through 1899, Columbus played baseball in the Western League, a high minor league.
In '99, there were hints that the National League was going to drop 4 teams and go back to an 8-team league. The man who ran the Western League was named Ban Johnson, And he takes the Columbus team to Grand Rapids, Michigan, which is in the low minors, and took the low minors Grand Rapids team and brought them to Columbus. Well, this angered the Columbus fans.
In 1899, the National League had a message for 4 teams: you're out. The Western League moved into those cities and was renamed the American League. By 1901, it was considered a major league. And that former Columbus team that was moved to Grand Rapids, they made one more move. And today, they're called the Cleveland Indians.
Next, step into an old-fashioned soda fountain still operating in Circleville.
And then get a behind-the-scenes look at the Ohio State Fair pie competition.
Man, I'm telling you, all this talk about baseball has reminded me of one of my favorite things about going to a game. The concessions. I
Yes.
love them. The Cracker Jacks, I still get excited about the little prize you find in the box.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Nachos with jalapenos is the best, I'm telling you.
And you know what else? Peanuts. They
Yes.
always taste better at the ballpark.
You got that right.
But summer really is a time to indulge in some of our favorite foods, including ice cream with all those toppings. And there's no better way to experience that than at an old-fashioned soda fountain.
The candy shop started in 1840 by my great-grandfather, Gottlieb Friedrich Wittig from Germany. And he ran it from 1840 to 1905. Mostly they made stick candy, and they also used to make a lot of what they called spun ice cakes, because a confectioner back then not only made candy, but they also made some fancy baked goods. Not the bread and the staples that a normal baker would do. That was a regular bake shop. And then he retired to, quote, write his memoirs, and turned it over to my grandfather. And then he ran it till 1930, when the Depression sort of come in and hurt him real bad. They had some financial problems, so they pared down, and he turned it over to my father in 1930, Fred Wittig, and he wholesaled stick candy and hard candies for 5 years to all the little grocery stores. My mother, she had a lady come down from German Village, and out of the goodness of her heart, she gave her one day, she showed her how to enrobe chocolates or dipping. Years ago, we also had a salesman used to come around, and they would drop off little recipes to manufacture a cream center and stuff like that. They took a lot of these recipes and reformulated some of them and made what we call today as our cream center. Eventually I took it over. Through time we've gotten bigger, I've added things, and this soda fountain, I always wanted one, so now that I got the big store and big building, I got me a soda fountain. Bob Eagle from Columbus, he called me one day because he knew I was building a new addition to my store. And so he called me one day, wanted to know if I was interested in a soda fountain. So I told him I was going to have one in here. And when he called, he told me, he says, come on up and you can look at it. So I went up, and it was only about half a block north of him at the pharmacy. And I went in and talked with the gentleman, Arden Engelbach, and he showed me the soda fountain and told me that he was going to quit in the business because his eyesight was getting bad and he needed to do something else. So I looked the soda fountain over, and then I gave him a tentative price of what I could afford. He called me about 3 days later and told me, says, if you want that soda fountain, just come on up and get it. Says, it's all yours. So I went up, and my wife and I spent 3 days disassembling everything and moved it to Circleville. I had a plumber come in. He was very good. He measured everything off of all the soda fountain and then lined up everything the way it needed to be. Mr. Engelbach and his wife, they came down and they instructed all the girls here on how to make sodas the old-fashioned way. And we basically do everything just like he showed us. And he even gave us a book that came with the soda fountain that tells instruction of how to be a soda jerk and the different recipes to make this and make that. Yeah, that's a 16. The biggest thing is we get grandparents that bring their kids in here. And I had a sign that said, children are allowed 2 spins on the stool, because I get kids come in there and they sit down on a stool and they go round and round and round, and grandma and grandpa will be hollering, don't do that, don't do that. One lady wrote me about 15 years ago and told me she was born and raised in southern Columbus in a log cabin, and she worked at a little candy shop. When she got married, when they moved to California, she didn't think she'd ever find a piece of candy as good as what the candy shop in Columbus made. But then next door neighbors of hers received some of our candy as a Christmas present, and the lady had a piece of that, and she had to sit down and write me a letter and tell me how after all these years she found candy as good as what she had back then. So sort of tells you we're on the right track of what we're supposed to be doing. And so I don't change anything because it won't be the same thing. I don't make a whole lot of money on it. It probably holds its own, that's about it. I stopped considering myself being an owner of a business anymore. I'm more, I think, a curator of a piece of history of Circleville. To me, that's more important than owning a business.
You know, Charlene, another thing I love about the summertime is visiting all the fairs and festivals around town.
Oh, sure.
Now, especially the Ohio State Fair. Big
yes.
fan of the giant slide. I mean, it's monumental, right?
Oh, the giant slide, and you know what? I like Smokey Bear.
Oh, yeah.
Love talking to Smokey Bear.
Right.
That's the greatest. And for many, the Ohio State Fair is also a chance to enter into various food competitions to see if they can win Best in Show. For this next story, we followed the high drama of the Ohio State Fair pie competition to see what it takes to win that coveted prize.
I attended the Ohio State Fair for years with my family, and each year we would look at the baked goods and my family would say, you know what, you could win a ribbon here at the fair. I went ahead and I entered, I won a blue ribbon, and I was hooked.
I brought 6 pies. I brought an apple pie, cherry. I brought one I never made before. It's a pineapple coconut.
I'm from Akron, Ohio, and I made an apple pie. My mom actually helped me. It was a family recipe.
My secret recipes are New York Times. There's nothing really original about this. I just follow the recipe and see how it goes.
Good afternoon, everybody. I want to welcome you to the Ohio State Fair 2018 pie competition. This is my 5th year judging pies, and it's my favorite. For everybody that judges here at the fair, the pies are a favorite.
There are 65 pies being entered this year. I'll have to be sure to take itty bitty bites. It's not about eating a whole slice. I'll have to keep reminding myself that you never get to a point of, it's a slice of pie, it's a slice of pie. It's actually, there's always that slice where you go, wow, it could be the 65th slice.
We're going to judge them on appearance, on flavor, and on texture. Well, the first thing we're going to look at when we're judging the pies is we're going to look at the overall appearance. We're going to look to see if the crust is evenly browned. We're going to slice it, and after we slice it, we're going to lift it up. We're going to pop that pie slice over and take a look at that bottom crust, because that bottom crust is very important. It has to still be flaky. So we're going to look for it to be evenly browned and still tender and flaky. The next thing we're going to look at is how the filling sets up. So let's go ahead and cut it. Here, I can tell you right now that's a really moist filling. Flour. Flour to thicken it. Did it set up nicely? We're gonna, if it's a fruit pie, we're gonna look and see if the fruit pieces are uniform in size, if they're tender, and then we're gonna look at the top crust, or if there's a crumb topping, we're gonna look at that too. You know, I don't know if you noticed what we do, but one of the first things we do, and this is what you can do when you're a pie judge, is you can pick up the pie, and we're gonna look at that crust. And first of all, see if it's tender or not. We're gonna check the flavor. She's really nailed it. You did a great job on that.
This is my first year of judging pies. What I'm most excited about is the creativity of to see what these pie entrants are.
Our cute little pineapples. Our cute little pineapples.
They're doing it right now, actually. It's the pie that I never made before that I've actually not even tasted before. It sounds good.
Even the name, makes you think, I'm liking it.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be great. It's got a good crust, I know that.
Everything is evenly baked so we can go anywhere.
What did they pull together? What did they come up with? Was it creativity? Was it your standard pie? How did they make them look to make them appealing? So that part really excites me to see how they make them appealing.
Wonderful, unique pineapple trim around the crust edge. I'm not sure where they found that, but I thought that was a very nice touch for the appearance.
The more entries, the more fun it is, because to me, when there's a big category, it's really exciting if you can win. If there's 14 pies that are apple and yours places, that's really exciting that it did that well amongst that kind of competition.
We're going to look at the third place, which was the vacation pie. We really take the time to make sure that we take our time and look at what we're doing for the taste, the texture, the flavor, all the elements of it, because it means a lot to people. I know if I was baking it, I would want to know somebody's on the other end taking their time.
Crumb top pies judging has taken place, and I'll tell you, the competition was tough over here today. We'll judge a berry pie. It might be a berry pie, but it'll be a berry pie with a crumb topping, which is one division. It might be a pecan pie or a pumpkin pie. Those are the kinds of pies that we put in different classes. And then we'll judge them against themselves. But the really cool one is at the very end, and that's the coveted best of show. At the very end of the competition, we'll take the first place pies in each division, and we'll judge to see which pie is the best pie out of all of them.
I have down as a last just because, it seemed a little underdone on the bottom.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I agree with what you all have said. We all concurred that the number one pie was indeed the number one pie. And it goes to, are you ready? Randy Cutshall with a berry two-crust pie. Well, let's all give a great round of applause for Randy. The mixture of berries was absolutely magnificent. It had a good balance of sweetness, and the crust was perfect.
It's very satisfying. You feel like you did a really great job, and that at least from today until next year, I have the best apple pie.
We want that crust to bubble. We want it to bring that filling to a boil so it thickens.
Okay. All right, thank you so much.
Don't give up.
I did not win, but it was an awesome experience because she gave me a lot of tips on how to make it thicker so it's not a thin filling. So that'll be good for next time.
When you hear the saying, easiest pie, I always kind of like, I cringe. Nothing is easy in pie. These people have years and years of practice and experience that they put into it. So I appreciated that today to be reminded again, it's not as easy as pie.
Thanks for being with us. And remember, you can catch all of our episodes on columbusneighborhoods.org.
Plus, see our stories on the WSU mobile app. And you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
We'll see you back here next week on Columbus Neighborhoods.
Support for Columbus Neighborhoods is provided by
At American Electric Power, we've been proud sponsors of WOSU Public Media for many years and strong supporters of our headquarters city here in Columbus, both downtown and in neighborhoods like yours.
State Auto Insurance Companies, transforming to become a digital provider of auto, home, and business insurance. And for nearly 100 years, committed to the people and neighborhoods of Central Ohio. State Auto. The Columbus Foundation. Smart philanthropy for a smart city. ColumbusFoundation.org. Bailey Cavalieri. Your relationship with your law firm doesn't need to be complicated, it just needs to be right. CODA. Keeps our community moving forward. Falgren Moortime Marketing and Communications. Think wider. Ohio Health focuses on you and your family with a mission to improve the health of our communities. Women in Philanthropy at Ohio State, changing lives by giving together. And by contributions from these and other Columbus area families who support WOSU. Thank you.